Oh, come on.
Dustin is in need of a second date update, and we're here to help. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, guys. What's going on? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Tell us a story about Patricia.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just kind of feeling confused right now. I don't really know what else to do. So this seemed like a good route to take. So I went out on a date with this really awesome woman that I met online. Thought we had a really great time. Conversation was good. I found her really attractive. I believe she found me attractive. She gave me a couple compliments that made me think at least, that she thought I was a pretty good looking guy. She said I had a great smile. She said she loved my laugh. So I took that as a good sign. She was pretty flirty. I don't know. I just the look in her eye just kind of said to me that she was interested. We spent 2 hours at the restaurant together. We were talking about everything, all kinds of stuff, every topic that I could really think of. I don't know, nothing awkward or uncomfortable happened. We planned out our next date while we were there. We were going to go see Tootsie, the musical, at the Aronoff.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So
that sounds like fun.
Yeah. We were talking. We both had a mutual, at least, interest in seeing the show. So I was going to go ahead, get the tickets. We made plans for dinner beforehand, had it all planned out. And we met at the restaurant. After dinner, I walked her to her car, hugged her. She said, thanks for a nice time. And she talked to me later. And then next day, texted a few times, whatever. And then she disappeared, just completely gone, fell off the face of the earth. And I was, hoping you guys can figure it out or help me figure it out at least.
Yeah, that is weird. So you actually made plans. You didn't have a specific date yet, but you were more or less tasked with the responsibility of planning it. She agreed to go, so you made the arrangements. Did you have a tentative date?
Yeah. We had, the tentative date, and I was going to go ahead and grab the tickets. But then I just when I didn't hear back from her after the next text, I was like, all right, well, let me at least just solidify this, make sure we're triple check. And then,
so you're not out any money.
Not currently.
Okay. Well, looking at my notes here, as far as the date is concerned, you had a lot of positive buzzwords here. You think there was a mutual attraction. She complimented you. She complimented your smile. Your laugh was flirty, looked you in the eye. These are all good things. The dinner lasted a good long time, a couple of hours. You made tentative plans to go to a show and a dinner and the whole nine. So
let me ask you this.
I don't know.
You weren't dressed up like a female trying to befriend her in order to get close to her so you could then date her, or did you?
No, we although we did discuss going to see the show, that was not I wasn't
just
dressed
checking.
that
wasn't the plan.
Just checking.
Okay. So
I was just making a Tootsie reference.
Oh, I've never seen the show.
That's one of my favorite movies.
plot
You've
line
never
of
seen that
Tootsie.
movie?
The
No.
Maroon-
Oh, my
you
God,
should watch
you've got
the movie.
to.
Oh, is it funny?
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I've
so
never
good.
seen this show either because, when I went to New York with Broadway, they told us that this show was coming, but I think it had already closed or something like that, so we didn't get to go and see it. So I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the
You
show.
gotta see the movie.
and
It's
you
a
know
classic.
who the star of the movie was? Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. And we have a Dustin on the phone.
What are the odds?
Ah,
It's so good.
I'll be darned.
Well, Dustin, we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to try to call Patricia. We're going to talk to her, hopefully, if all goes well. The second date update continues next with Jeff and Jen, Cincinnati's Q102. So Dustin met Patricia online, and they seem to have great chemistry, so they made a date, went out to dinner, and, it had all the necessary ingredients, good conversation, mutual attraction, some compliments exchanged back and forth. Clearly an attraction based on the flirting that was going on, the direct eye contact, the dinner lasting a couple of hours, and tentative plans to make another date. They were going to go see Tootsie at the Aronoff, do dinner and the whole nine, and that would have been fun. And as he was finalizing the plans, she just ghosted. So we don't know what happened here. I don't know. It's not that unusual for a second date scenario where someone ghosts them, but to just get that far into it and then change your mind with seemingly no explanation is a bit weird, which is why we're going to call Patricia. Unless there's anything that you've thought of, Dustin, that you think would be helpful.
No, I wish. I've been racking my brain for a while now.
All right, let's give Patricia a call and see what's going on.
Hello.
Hi, Patricia? Or do you prefer Patty? Or Pat?
Pat.
Or Trisha?
So many options.
Patricia is fine.
I'm sorry, what?
Patricia is fine.
Oh, Patricia. It's Jeff and Jen at Q102 and Fritch and Tim. How are you this morning?
Fine. How are you?
Doing good. You got a few minutes for a fun chat? A little chit chat on the radio?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
What does that mean?
I know what this is about. It was an interesting night for sure.
Oh.
Okay.
So you know this is about Justin.
Yeah. I thought we had a nice time, and he was pretty easy to talk to, and I thought he's a pretty nice guy. I mean, I was willing to go out with him again to see if there might be something there. I wasn't sure, but I was open. But then I get this text from him the next day, and I just thought he was kind of a jerk.
Ooh.
All right. Well, sometimes things get lost in textations. So can you tell us what the text said?
Well, we had talked about going to see a Broadway production, and he had said he would get the tickets, but then he asked me for a security deposit for the ticket. He said he didn't want to lay out all that money. He didn't want to lay out all the money for the tickets just in case I bailed on him or got sick or whatever, so he wanted me to give him money for my ticket as well as $100 for the dinner.
Wow.
Now, if you fulfilled the date, were you going to get your security deposit back?
Yeah, but what is this? An apartment rental? I mean, yeah, he did say that if the date happened, he would pay for everything and return my deposit. But still, I thought that was a little weird and awkward and rude, and I really didn't like it.
He's probably been done wrong a few times.
Been done wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay, so at that point, you just sort of shut it down?
It was such a turnoff. I just said, forget it. I've never heard of such a thing.
Wow. That is a little bit of a turnoff.
Now, Dustin, did something happen in your date with Patricia that led you to believe that a security deposit would be necessary?
No. Well, hey, by the way, I wish you had just said something to me, mentioned it to me. I could have explained it. No, nothing happened with Patricia. I just it's happened before to me where I've gotten excited and bought concert tickets or, tickets to a play, and then my date cancels for whatever reason. I got to scramble to find a new person to go with or just scrap it all together. And that sucks. I don't know why it should fall on me. I think it's fair for both parties to have something at stake when making a financial commitment like that. I don't think I should.
It's
be
a
left with
pricey
the bill.
ticket. It's not like you're planning on going bowling and asking for a security deposit to go bowling.
Yeah, we weren't. It wasn't going to bowl 10 frames exactly. It's not 10. It's not a shoe rental. If it happened, if the date happened, I was going to pay. Obviously, no problem. I just, I want my risk to be minimal in the situation.
Yeah.
I wonder if there would have been a better way to ask. Maybe
For
because
money?
you can't. If this is something you say, hey, I'll get the tickets, but would you mind paying for yours up front just in case something happens? Whatever that might be.
Years ago, I used to do freelance voiceover work for a small ad agency that wasn't always run great. It was steady work, and I always ultimately got paid, but there was one occasion where their check bounced.
Okay.
And ever since then, and I think I've shared the story on the air before, ever since then, I would go to their bank that the check was drawn on, and I would ask the teller, hey, before I try to cash this check or deposit this check, can you tell me whether or not there are sufficient funds in this account because
They'll tell you that information, though?
they wouldn't tell me how much was in the account. They would
But
just
they'll say, yeah, to
there
clear
are
it.
sufficient funds so you can feel confident, and I would cash it at their bank instead of my own.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if the check bounces, it's my understanding both parties get charged. Do they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically,
But it's weird to me that you would pick this type of date that requires a security deposit. If you
That's
were
weird.
just going out to dinner, would you still want a security deposit?
No, it's just because the tickets are pricey. So then when you throw the dinner in with it, it becomes an expensive night. Just dinner, I wouldn't be hey, give me, because I don't know what she's going to order.
yeah, right.
I don't know.
I mean, I could see if you thought she was a little flaky on the date that maybe, hey, this is probably not I don't know.
Well, if she's a little flaky
whole
on the
thing is
date, don't
weird.
make plans to go on an
That's-
expensive night out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's what I keep coming back to.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Same.
you guys have done online dating. I mean, this happens sometimes where the first thing goes well. And it's happened to me before. And, I guess, you live and learn, I guess,
Logically, it makes sense, but just being a nice guy kind of is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
It's people, it's not a business.
Right. And I think that if a request like that, if you're going to make it, I think you need to do it in a live phone call as opposed to just over a text or in person.
Yeah.
Or maybe, even if you're sitting there at dinner and you're like, hey, we're talking about going to, maybe say, hey, I've made plans like this with people before and they've bailed at the last minute and then I'm stuck with these tickets. How would you feel about each of us paying for our own ticket in advance? And then if we actually go, I'll pay for your ticket.
Honestly, Patricia, how would you feel if he approached it the way Jen just described?
It's still very awkward. I mean, life is risky. Dating is risky. Women, we take our risks too. I mean, you just can't always hedge your bets. And I find it really off-putting. So no, this doesn't work for me.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you taking the call and having the conversation with us. You didn't sound all that shocked when we called. So I think maybe there was a part of you that needed to get it off your chest, and we're glad you did.
Yeah, maybe so. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Dustin,
thanks.
good luck to you out there.
Thanks. I appreciate it. At least I know now.
Good luck.
Take it easy.
Thanks.
All right. If you need a little help with the second date update, we are here for you.